How is everyone doing today? And in this video, we are going to be talking about the brand new kits that we just saw get dropped, which are Lucy and Piper. Now, the cool thing about this is that these characters weren't available in any of the beta tests for Zenless Zone Zero. So this is an overall big surprise for not only me, but for anybody else that hasn't played the betas, because these are characters that no one's ever tested before. So I think this is really brand new and unknown territory, but makes it a little bit more exciting than not. So this is going to be a really cool thing to see. And we are going to talk about both these kits and the gameplay that was shown on the live stream, so make sure to stay tuned for that. And not only that, I'm gonna keep this VTuber on right now because it's too early in the morning, but I still wanted to make this video. So before we get into all that, make sure you leave a like, comment, sub, all that different type of stuff. Let me know which character you are most excited for when it comes to Zenless Zone Zero, whether it be Lucy and Piper, because I do think this is a really cool thing to see that both these characters are coming out with no, I guess you could say, prior testing or prior knowledge. It's a really cool thing to see. So let's go ahead and start looking at the kit for Lucy, which Lucy is going to be an A rank with a fire attribute and a support role. I think it's a really good thing for the game to have more supports. I think a lot of people are already tunnel vision on a lot of the DPSs in the game, of course, as it is an action game, but I do think we should put some prioritization in some of the supports and anomaly build-up characters, because those are going to definitely be some hard hitters and some very pivotal characters in the future, if I'm not wrong, when it comes to the end game. And then also looking at Piper as well, she is going to be an anomaly physical, which we don't have in the game, if I am not wrong. I don't think Corin is anomaly. I'm pretty sure she's just still attack or support. I think she's an attack. But having a physical anomaly is going to be really nice. It's going to help out Corin's team. It's going to help out Nakamata's team. There's going to be a lot of different characters that are going to be able to enjoy this type of character. And it both look like they both give some nice buffs for your team. So let's go ahead and look at what she's able to do. Lucy is a supporting agent who can summon guard boars to fight alongside her while also buffing allies. She can use her skill to apply cheer on to all friendly characters, Bang Boo and her guard boars, raising their attack for a period of time. That already sounds really freaking good for what it can do. It can buff not only your teammates, it can buff your Bang Boo, which is I did not expect, and also can buff her own guard board. So that's actually a really cool thing, especially as an attack boost. That's pretty pivotal when it comes to a character and their support. So seeing this on a character already seems really good for a general support, unless we see something later on in the future. When you have a fire or a Sons of Kaladin faction character on the team, Lucy's guard boards inherit her crit rate and her crit damage. Wow, that actually sounds really crazy. If her guard boards can hit like trucks while they're being like the little minions, that would be actually really freaking cool. If they were to have like some nasty damage because of Lucy's crit rate, crit damage, I think that'd be a really cool thing to see. Going on to the next thing, when Lucy activates her special attack or EX special attack, her guard board will join the battle and summon the two other guard boards, attacking enemies with random baseball bats and other items at random. Hitting with random baseball bats or other items is actually kind of wild. For the fact that it's just RNG at what they're gonna do and come in terms of actually just throwing out punches and stuff. That's actually really funny. Upon activating her EX special attack again, Lucy recalls a guard board and hits a line drive. When the board explodes, it applies the cheer on effect to all friendly characters, Bang Boo and guard boards, increasing their attack. We read that earlier. Holding on the button will instead hit a fly ball, applying a long cheer on effect. Okay, so depending on which skill you're using, I assume that you can alternate between the two. You can either do a regular one, which does a normal buff, or you can do a slightly longer version, shooting them up in the air, where you're able to get a longer lasting buff or a longer timed buff, which is a really cool thing to see. When the guard boards obtain cheer on, they spin around with their bats, dealing damage to enemies. I wonder if this is more AoE center or is just more consistent damage, depending on how they are wording this with these guard boards. I think it's a really cool thing that they're implementing other entities into the combat, which I think is a really cool thing to see. The next thing is going to be bat each guard board in turn, dealing massive fire damage to enemies in a large area in front. This is going to be really good for AoE. I think for characters like Coleta, characters like Soldier 11, having something that's more AoE oriented with the support, it's actually really nice. And I'm pretty sure with what we're seeing right here in terms of the kit, it's not the full picture. I know we did get to see a good bit of how she gets her cheer on effect and what cheer on does and what her core ability does or what her association is when it comes to having a fire type character on the team, or having a Sons of Kaladin fire, or having a Sons of Kaladin type of character on the team. We get to learn all that, but I do think it's similar to Star Wars, where they give us a good bit of the picture but not the full picture. And we all know when we learn all the talents and all the passives and everything in regards to the character, it could be a much bigger deal with how this character is formatted, depending on what they've chosen to hide from us or from what we get to learn on day one. So it's gonna actually be very interesting. Lucy seems to be like a really fun character and a really cool character, especially for the fire team and also other teams as well, talking about the synergies with the faction itself. So I can't wait to see what exactly we're going to look at when it comes to Lucy. And now looking at Piper, which actually in my honest opinion I'm kind of a little bit more excited for, just because this is physical anomaly. And physical anomaly seems to be super strong, especially when you look at something like Corin and how she's able to proc assault and also all the other physical reactions. These are some really strong reactions. They do a lot of damage when you end up hitting these, and to see someone who is dedicated for that, yeah, that seems a little bit more strong. So let's go ahead and see what Piper does. Piper is an agent who relies on using a series of continuous slashes to inflict attribute anomaly on enemies. Hold down special attack to unleash increasingly powerful spinning slashes and increase her charge level. Once at maximum charge, continue holding down her EX special attack, and Piper will also gain power, increasing her physical anomaly buildup rate. So it seems like she takes some time to ramp up, and the more time you let her ramp up, the faster the anomaly comes out, and then that allows for crazy reactions. I'm assuming with her, and let's say someone like Grace or someone like Nicole or any other character that has fast element application alongside something like Piper, you're probably going to get a fat ton of disorder, which I think I want to try as soon as day one happens. It'll be a really cool thing to see how she works with other elements in regards to how high her physical anomaly buildup is. So we're definitely gonna have to see that on day one. The next thing is going to be her team passive. Whenever there is a physical agent or an agent that's affiliated with the Sons of Kaladin, when Piper has 20 or more stacks of power, all squad members damage increases. Okay, now this is definitely something to look out for, because instead of an attack buff like Lucy, she straight up gives you a damage buff, which is a huge number to be giving somebody, or a huge buff to be giving the team, which I think this is a really cool thing for someone like Piper to have. Okay, let's see what else she got. Hold down the special attack button to trigger special attack tire spin, and Piper will start slashing all around her. The charge level of the move will gradually increase while held down up to 2 levels. If the skill is used after the first 3 hits of a basic attack, dash attack, or dodge counter, the increased charge level will activate quickly. Okay, so I think that is a really cool thing, having specific conditions to make it so that your skill procs faster and is able to ramp up faster is a really cool thing to see, especially with it being a little bit more intricate in how you can make certain combos happen, or how you can make certain optimizations to make her damage a little bit better, or to make her anomaly build up even more faster than someone that is just spamming left click or someone that's just simply holding skill. With enough energy and special attack tire spin at its highest charge level, continue to hold it down to launch Piper's EX special attack. Upon hitting an enemy, she gains a stack of power. Each stack boosts Piper's physical anomaly buildup rate. So as we can see right here, which is a really cool thing, is that we're gonna see that going ahead and looking at how she got power and what she's able to do with power. With power, she's able to give the whole squad members damage increase. So that's a really strong thing to have, and this comes from her EX special attack for all we know. This could come from different other ways, which we're definitely gonna have to look at. But one really important thing to see at the bottom right here is that power can be stacked up to 20 times, which is her max, which gives the full amount of damage boost. But the last thing is a really important thing. Repeated triggers reset the duration. So whenever you get another stack of power, you get the full timer reset, which allows you to keep the stacks for Piper's actual buff, which is a really crazy thing. That means with certain timings, with certain rotations, with the way you play Piper herself, she's definitely going to be a very strong character for your team, especially when it comes to damage buffs and what you're able to give. So I think this is a really cool thing to see. Now her ultimate is going to be hold on tight. Piper rapidly spins, unleashing powerful slashes at enemies in a large area ahead, followed by a downward smash dealing massive physical damage. Now for the most part, this looks pretty simple in my honest opinion, nothing in regards to the power aspect. But like I said before, looking at the full kit is going to be what's going to make or break a lot of these characters in regards to how strong they are. They already seem very good. They both are support characters, which I think is a very welcome addition to the roster at the current moment. So it's a really nice thing to see. And looking at how Lucy and Piper are in regards to their kits, they both look like they're general supports. They both look like they're able to be put with a lot of different teams, just because that Lucy is able to give not only the attack buff, but also that Piper is able to give a full-on damage buff as well, that's not specified towards a certain element or a certain faction. So I think it's a really cool thing to see. I think these are really cool characters that we're going to be getting, and I cannot wait to test them when it comes to day one. But other than that, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end. Let me know which one of these guys are you the most excited for, because I know for me, I think Piper would have to be my character, just because she seems a little bit more busted in my opinion, especially with how strong Anomaly is. When you pair something like with Grace or something like Nicole, you get some massive numbers for absolutely nothing. I think the reactions in this game are going to definitely be some of the more end game type of builds that we're going to see at the end game, but we'll have to wait and see how the meta develops as time goes by. But on that, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll wait to the video. See y'all guys in the next one. And peace.